Good morning, everyone. Will you join me in the pledge? Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pastor Chris Ferguson from Linn Christian Church is going to do our invocation.
Heavenly Father, we come to you as the creator and maker and the giver of wisdom, and we ask on behalf of this meeting, would you give us wisdom and direction? Would you give us unwavering courage when we need to stand firm? And would you give us the wisdom to know when to compromise when it's the right thing to do? We ask for your favor and blessings upon the commissioners and all that are present. We pray for the same upon all 10,000 plus residents of Linn County. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
We do not have the minutes from last meeting, so we'll wait and approve them next week. Make a motion to approve the claims in the amount of $515,341.11.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any adds or abates? Okay. Anybody have any changes to the agenda?
We're changing the transportation grant to November 3rd.
Okay.
We received an email from Amanda Snyder. I just wanted to talk about the accident in open session under department heads on protocol for collisions in county vehicles.
Health Department accidents?
Mhm.
Okay.
And then on the review for the handbook, do we want to wait for Jason or do we want to,
I don't know. I think we should probably, don't you, or not?
you want to push it to the 27th?
Yeah, we'll have, isn't that when we're doing the evaluations? So,
You go to the November 3rd,
the third's when we're going for the department heads evaluations. So
the next one?
I suppose we better, I guess we can put that,
There's no rush with the handbook,
Okay.
so you can push it back.
okay. Let's push it back another week to the 10th.
Well, is that a holiday, Veterans Day?
The 11th is Veterans Day, so I don't know when we're going to observe it.
Okay. The 10th is fine.
Okay, we'll put it at the 10th and then see what happens.
Sorry, I thought that was always on a Monday.
Okay. Anything else?
I don't have anything else.
I'll make a motion. We approve the agenda with the changes that's been talked about.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. AMR.
Good morning, Commissioners. Virgil Swanson with AMR. Got calls for the month of October so far. Looks like we've had 9 in Blue Mountain with 1 transport, 17 out of Centerville with 7 transports. 1 call that the address pops up as Fontana, that's in the county. Lacine's 22 calls with 11 transports. Linn Valley, 8 calls with 5. Mountain City, 17 calls, but only 3 transports. Parker's had 6 calls with 4 transports, and Pleasanton 9 calls with 5. For a total of 89 call-outs, 37 transports, and 2 flights. You guys have any questions for me?
I don't have.
I don't have anything today.
Outstanding. Thank you.
Thanks. Have a great day.
You want to read the sheriff's report?
Sheriff's report, October 20th, total prisoners 43, farmed out 1, farmed in 24, 100 911 calls, 3,611 jail contacts, 613 calls for service, 21 civil service papers served, 8 VIN inspections, 33 new cases opened, 12 cases closed, 6 vehicle crashes, 338 bailiff contacts, and 0 livestock out.
Randy with Fire and Emergency Management.
Morning, Commissioners. Randy Hegwald, Linn County Rural Fire Emergency Management. Sent out this week's call totals. We had 7 total calls. Brings our yearly total up to 483. That's all I have this week, unless you have questions on anything.
No. Do I
Do you
need an executive session on the,
if you'd like executive session, go over that, we can.
yeah,
So,
on a non-elected personnel?
yep.
Want to do it now?
Up to you guys. 10 minutes is fine.
Make a motion, we go into executive session with Randy, with 2 commissioners and our attorney for 10 minutes for non-elected personnel.
Does Rose need to be there or no?
I don't, yeah, we can, let's just take her to, let's take Rose to.
Lucky Rose. I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We'll return at 9:21.
was no action. IT, Chris?
Good morning, Chris Martin, Linn County IT Director. Just give you the monthly update. So far, year to date, 1,368 open support tickets. We've closed 1,353 of them. In the last 30 days, we've had 9 after-hours emergency call-outs. Those are for various reasons. Some were radio-related. A couple of them was battery backup issues in central control. The battery backup died and it shut their stuff down. So they had to go to a fallback position to run the doors. And then we had to come in and get them going temporarily so we get a new backup. 3 new computers were set up. We assisted the arts and crafts. Well, it's really the Fair Board, but for arts and crafts for their Wi-Fi down there. So during arts and crafts, they do for the vendors to access, I guess, to take payments and stuff. So we assisted them with getting that all set up for them. We've done that for several years. This year, though, we also provided 3 radios to the arts and crafts people so that if there was an emergency down there, they could communicate directly to dispatch. And that seemed to work out okay. There was no need to this year, but they had that ability. We did replace a battery backup at the marina. Theirs had failed. So they were down for about 30 minutes while we did that. We assisted district court and the county attorney's office with a jury trial that was last week, making sure their audio and their video and that kind of stuff was up and going, tested before they had their trial. We fixed 2 door locks in the jail. One of them, a mainspring, had broke. That's being replaced. They're going to send us a new mainspring. That's an easy fix, but we do keep spares. There's 2 spares. So I just swapped it out so that the lock would be working. The other one, a core had come out of the lock. Not sure how that happened, but it actually ended up bending a piece of metal on the back. That was an easy fix. We set up 2 more of the SRO VPN connections at the schools. We have 2 left to do. We corrected a 911 to CAD serial connection issue. So we've been having trouble for a while where not all of the 911 data was coming into our CAD system for dispatch. It doesn't affect their ability to use the CAD or anything like that, but it just means they were manually typing things in, which, when the 911 call comes in, that's the last thing we want to do. So we actually worked with the CAD vendor and the 911 vendor, and we got that fixed last week. It worked great over the weekend, so I'm confident that's done. We continue to work with Lacine and the Linn Valley area for putting in those repeaters. We have the Lacine repeaters. We'll be putting those in shortly for them in a temporary fashion until the permanent one can go up on their water tower. The Linn Valley one, we're waiting on their water tower, so they're still running some kind of water lines to it, and it doesn't get handed over to the city until that's complete. So we're just waiting on notification that we can start doing our part after that. We are assisting Wildlife and Parks with radio setups. They're buying some radios that work on our system, so we're helping them with that. In the same light, we're also helping the City of Pleasanton Fire Department with radios, pricing for radios, and also JPS. That's our cell phone radio. They've asked about that, so we're working with their fire chief for that. Myrick Mechanical is replacing the AC compressor in one of the crack units in the server room. We've talked about that before, but they replaced it Friday. I don't know HVAC stuff, but they've been running a vacuum all weekend, and I think they're going to be back today to do some more. So hopefully we can get that second unit up and running. We did install 2 new magnetic locks, but they're in the mechanical areas on the back of the Justice Center. So when the building was built, we used keys, which worked fine, other than those are secure areas for the jail because it goes in behind the jail pods. So to get into those rooms, you had to go into Central, check out a key to be able to go unlock those doors, which just created a lot of extra work for people that might be dropping off salt for the softener or something like that. So what we did, we didn't want to hand out keys because they can get lost and the keys are expensive for the building. So we worked with our PLC vendor, which is Accurate Controls, and we installed 2 mag locks on there. So now central control can push a button and release the door for people going in and out of those 2 doors. Works pretty nice. Yep, battery backups replaced in central and booking. We also, so one thing we've been working on, and I'm kind of proud of this one. There's at the Justice Center, they wanted to monitor the generators. There's 2 of them on the back of the building. I'm going to pull something up here. So there's 2 of them on the back of the building, and they had a problem. I don't know. It's been a couple months ago where a hose came loose on one of the 2. Of course, it leaked oil out and the generator wouldn't start. They got that fixed pretty quick, but they didn't have a good way to notify remotely if something went wrong with the generator. So they talked to the vendor. Vendor gave them a price of somewhere in the neighborhood of about $5,000 per generator to put the equipment on, and there would be monthly fees. Seemed a little extreme to me. So what we did, I got to looking at right now we've done 1, we're going to be doing the second one. I got to looking at the first one, and I found that we can actually do basically some programming and some interfacing ourselves. So what I did, I interfaced directly to the generator, and we can now pull every metric. That's one of our dashboards up there for that generator, and we pull that live. We can also record that. So by doing that, it helps with fire marshal reports. If the fire marshal came back and wanted to know every time we tested the generator or every time it ran, how many hours it ran, or even if the vendor wanted to know, the memory in the generator only holds for so many events, whereas we can hold that information for years if we want to. And it gives us just a wealth of information. The neat part of that is right now we're about $100. So versus 10,000 for both generators, we're at about $100
How often do we test it?
weekly.
Weekly?
Yep, they weekly test it. They do all, and again, I know they do some checks on the generator. They have the company come. I think it's 4 times a year, especially the big one, which is the one you're looking at here, the Generac. That's a life safety generator because of the jail. So, it's obviously something we want to monitor. But for my purposes in IT, it also runs half of the server room. The other one runs the other half of the server room. So, I'm kind of personally invested in like those working, right? So, but the fact that we went from 10 grand to $100 is pretty nice. And we're able to pull that up and do our own alerting.
Do you monitor the one at the health center?
Not currently. Going off of some of this, that doesn't mean that we can't. I learned a lot doing what we're doing here. I do monitor the one at the K7 site, but I did it in a very basic way. It just tells me if it's on and if the transfer switch is switched or not. This tells us oil pressures, temperatures, the actual voltage, the current that's being drawn. And then we can take action based on that. Or as you can see, it's hard to read, I know, but across the bottom, those are the alarms. So if it fails to start because of a cranking issue, if there's an oil problem like that hose that come loose, those turn red. But I also have it where it sends emails to myself. Actually, it sends a page to myself, the sheriff. There's a jailer who kind of manages that. So it's an immediate notification that something's wrong. You don't just find out about it later. So really, really handy. And that may be something that we want to look at doing at the other generator sites.
I think that would be a great idea because we would have known that there was something wrong immediately, and we would have saved a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, and to be able to integrate directly with the generator is the value.
Can we do it for the same cost like you're talking? You think?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, for about $100, we gotta buy. What I do is I put a little single board computer out there with it, and then there's the generator, and it's a Generac, which the health department's a Generac. That's an easy one to interface with. I'll get real geeky here. It's called a Modbus output, and we interface with that, and we're able to pull those metrics out and then monitor from there. So that's how we're able to get everything, including battery voltages and all that stuff that's going on. And again, the nice part is we record it all. So we keep it. If we came up, a year from now and we're trying to do maintenance and the maintenance people are saying, well, when did this problem start happening? Well, we can go back and look and actually see a trend or find out when there might have been an alarm or an issue that we wouldn't have had otherwise. So really, really happy with that. And I do intend to, for sure, the K7 site, because that's a critical one, and the health department one would be a good one. Those are our main generator sites. We do have a big generator still sitting over here, but we have to decide what's going to happen with the building. You know, that Generac that's sitting behind the old sheriff's office. So if we're going to continue with the building, we definitely want to leave that where it is because it's already plumbed and gassed and everything. If we're going to change it, well, you know, there's going to be contractors and such involved. But anyway, that's a different conversation. But we can certainly monitor them. The other one at the Justice Center is a Cummins generator. It involves a little bit of difference. That's why I haven't done it yet. I wanted to finish this one first, but we'll be monitoring both. So it's just a different way of interfacing. While we were in that same line, I also took the opportunity, because we had discussed this at the Justice Center quite a bit. We wanted to be able to monitor the fire alarm. So to buy a monitor that plugs into the fire alarm, everything's expensive. They wanted $3,500. Using the same single board computer, same input methodology that we used here, we were able to monitor the fire alarm for $25 and get the same output that we did on the other one. Again, you know, we program the backside ourselves, but we're able to record that. So, you know, if the fire marshal comes back and wants to see a log over a period of time of alarms or what the state the fire alarm was in, we can provide that electronically instead of being limited to whatever the memory is in the unit. So both of those have been completed, and I'm really happy with those. The last thing I have for you is the Veterans Light Show. We plan to do that November the 7th through the 11th. Starting today, it's on our website. You can submit veteran information to be shown between the shows. We did that last year. So we list, you know, what branch of the military they're in. If they send us a photo, that's optional. We can put that up there as well, and their name, that kind of stuff. And so last year we had good response. Hope we get good response again this year. But all the information is up on the website, and we'll put something on Facebook as well with the county team. But I just wanted to put it out there that it's available. You just fill out a form, submit that in, and we'll be stopping submissions around the 1st because it takes us time. We have to program all that into the show, and that'll start, of course, that following weekend. So, yeah, pretty happy.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's neat. I would be interested in having the Generac at the health department monitored. You want to just give us a price, come back to us? Did you say $100 just to?
Possibly, yeah. I'll just take a look at it. I mean,
Okay.
it's not. It'll use the same methodology. I believe it might be considered an industrial generator. If it is, it'll work just like this one. If it's the next level down, it still has a Modbus output on it, but it just interfaces slightly differently. But yeah, it wouldn't be very expensive at all.
So if it turns on, you would get a message, and at that point, you would call Amanda or.
Yeah, or we would
Or
have it
whoever.
where it sends it to her as well.
Okay.
You know.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that.
That's good.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
What did we find out about the phones?
I am actually waiting on the email. So a gentleman came, they showed up Friday. He was here late Friday, was here all day Saturday. I don't know if you drove by, but there's a black van out there. We had to tell them because we didn't want them being creeped out. And they were, but they did a bunch of testing. They seen the problem that we're having, and they felt comfortable that they were able to do it. He was going to get back to me this morning. And of course I told him, I said, if you guys don't get us a solution, you know, I'm talking Monday, Tuesday morning at the latest, I'm just going to replace the phones. And they sounded like they understood that, you know, 3 weeks has been plenty long enough. So they couldn't confirm, but they felt like everything that was up front, they would let me know today what their plan was and what the time frame on that would be. So certainly we'll get to that. But we do have our fallback position of just because our supplier said, we'll just take the phones back. They don't care. But they are good phones as far as the ruggedness. They're great for public works and that kind of thing. You could run over them with a skid steer and they'll keep working. We just haven't had any problems rugged wise. It's just, there's something going on with the audio, and they think that it's a problem with, they know it's in their phone, but with what their phone is talking to the network. So they were going to make some adjustments and,
Just like I called Jesse this morning, it didn't even go to your voicemail. It goes to, but it didn't give any,
it didn't give you a code.
no code afterwards, but it didn't go to his voicemail. Didn't listen to Jesse.
Did it say invalid or did it, do you know? Do you remember?
I don't know. I'll tell you what, I was in a hurry when it happened and I hung up, but it was in the middle of something, but it wasn't his, and he called back later, but, it didn't, I listened clear through it, but it didn't show any, or have any.
By chance, what was it? I guess we're in a meeting. I don't know. We could talk about it later. It wasn't the generic message. It just says the phone number and leave a
It was
message.
generic, yeah, it was some kind of generic,
Yeah, I think it was his voicemail. It's probably just not set to a custom message with the voice part. We can adjust that.
okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't his,
Is it-
his voice or anything.
Yeah.
Is yours set up for,
It's got voicemail set up on it, but it's the generic
okay.
one. There's one that Jim calls it. It just,
Yeah, if it was doing
I've
the
been
invalid.
told by multiple people that they've tried to get a hold of him, and they said that it always goes to his voicemail, and he said, he said they don't ever get it, whether it's not working where it's at or what. It's,
Yeah,
and then I've talked to him before, and he said he don't get the message sometimes, the ones I've talked about.
okay. Yeah, we'll definitely deal with that because that's a voicemail thing. We did find that, and again, at FirstNet is who we're with them, and that they would need to fix this. It's AT&T, but for some reason, when you take a phone number from Verizon, and I don't mean port the number, I mean it was in your phone address book with Verizon, and then you dial it on an AT&T phone. The AT&T phone is using things literally, such as the parentheses. So if you had parentheses 913, for some reason it's sending the parentheses where the Verizon wasn't. And then it says invalid number. Well, they need to fix that because their system should accommodate that, like our phone system does. It looks for that and strips those out. So, and they're aware. I made them aware of that Friday. So yeah, we'll get there. We really will.
And I talked to Jacqueline too. We got a cell phone number that we're not using.
Yes.
And we need, it's been there for a while because Danny had it and it went out. Got sent in, the attorney's never returned it, I guess is why but we're paying for it. And she says we can go ahead and shut that phone off.
We can shut it off. Would you mind sending me an email on that? And I'll do that today. Yep. No problem.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Is that it?
That's all I've got.
All I have.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. Jesse.
Jesse Walton with Public Works. I'd like to have a 15-minute executive session for trade secrets if we could, with the commissioners and with Jacqueline.
Right now, I guess, is it?
Yeah, if we could, that'd be great.
Make a motion, we go into executive session for 15 minutes with Jesse, Jacqueline, our attorney, and the two commissioners for trade secrets.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We'll return at 9:55. Good to go. One more minute. There it went. Was no action. Executive session.
Thank
Wake
you.
up. What else, Jesse?
Oh, Commissioners, if I can have another 10-minute executive session for employee performance with the commissioners, Jacqueline and Rose and myself.
Make a motion, we go into executive session for 10 minutes. Jesse, Rose, Jacqueline, and the two commissioners for employee performance.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We'll return at 10:05. I make a motion to extend executive session for 10 more minutes.
I'll second. Oh, sorry. I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Was no action.
Okay, our Baskerville culvert, we're gonna send out a public notice stating we're gonna start this project November 12th. That's a Wednesday. We're gonna start opening up the road that day, get it opened up. It'll be closed through that weekend. The next week on the 17th is where we want to set that culvert. And then we should have everything wrapped up by Wednesday or Thursday, getting that culvert in. I have contacted Prairie View School District. That road does not affect them on that. So we're good to go with that. The only thing it's probably going to affect is the mail. The neighbors up there know we're going to start on that, but we're also going to contact the rest of those neighbors up there. There's just a few to let them know we are going to shut that road down. We'll have signs out for that. We had a pipeline crew call us with some problems they had with a pipeline they're repairing. So I have a burial permit I need to get through. This is for Magellan Pipeline out of Oklahoma. The burial permit number is 2025-16.
Say Magellan or Magellan?
Yeah, Magellan.
2025-16.
Yes.
You good with it?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
I'll make a motion. We approve burial permit number 2025-16 for Magellan.
I'll second that motion. It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 I don't think there was anything on these ones that you have to sign, correct? Just road and bridge. Okay, and they should have that project buttoned up this week, midweek, probably by Thursday. And we're gonna go check on them this afternoon, see how things are going with them.
Okay.
We're starting to get our tires figured out, what we're gonna need. So we're gonna go out for tire bids soon for each of the shops. We should be getting all our salt bids in here by the first week of November. So those will be coming in shortly. Giroux, we finished patching on Giroux up by Parker. Got that done Friday. They're going to move down here, from what I understand, with Todd and take care of out there on Tiger Road outside of Pleasanton, get that road patched up. And then I think they were going to do one more patch job up by the power plant. And then they'll just be doing cold patching after that for the next little bit on the road, on the paving part. I did reach out to High Tech with the courthouse, with the Justice Center. They do plan on being here November 22nd to start that project. The courthouse over here, the roof paperwork has been finalized. They should be starting that. They'll be having stuff delivered this week from what I understand. So they'll be getting going on the roof at the courthouse. November 3rd, we should be starting on the landfill perimeter berm. So that's going forward. I did reach out with our landfill trucks. They should be getting the trucks in February, and we'll start getting those trucks built in February. That is the tentative date, mid-February for those trucks. Other than that, I think that's all I have for you today, unless you have any questions for me. Oh, 1095 High Risk Railroad, the south half of that project. KDOT did reach out to me. I'll be in touch with them this week to see what we need to do to get going on that south half of that project, if we're still okay with moving forward with that.
Okay.
So I'll bring an update hopefully next week on that. This Friday, I'm going to be gone. I'll be in Dodge City for wastewater class. So I will not be here Friday. And that's all I have, unless you have anything
And
else.
that's for the Centerville wastewater.
Yep, so it'll take care of Centerville and the park.
Will that be the only class you have to go to for that?
For right now, yes. Yep, and then there'll be continuing education classes for it.
You'll go test there and then you'll go to taking care of it.
Yep. As far as I know,
Is anybody going with you or
it'll be just me.
just you?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. So, you don't have anything else? That's all I've got.
I don't have anything.
I don't have anything.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day.
We'll open it up for public comment. I guess, wait a minute, let's do public comment and we'll go back to the.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Commissioners. Darren Wilson, Mound City, Kansas. Upon review of past and current meeting minutes, I have found that the 2026 Linn County budget was never formally approved by motion as required. Historically, the record shows that a motion has always been made to approve both the Linn County budget and the special district budget. However, in this year's minutes, no such motion exists. Instead, Commissioner Hightower made a motion to allow the chair to sign the budget review form for all 5 budgets that were stated to stay revenue neutral. In addition, I have submitted Cora requests to obtain clarification on these matters. These requests were not made to harass, but rather to ensure transparency and accountability. My requests were documents related to the grievances I filed against Commissioner Johnson last year, records concerning the signing of the 2026 current county budget, which again was never approved in a public vote, communication records involving county clerk and commissioners. My wife has also made 2 Cora requests regarding county claims and invoices. Through these, we have discovered multiple troubling issues. Bills paid out of incorrect department accounts, late payments resulting in penalties, utility disconnection at the health department for non-payment, and I do have the disconnect notice that's dated July 25th. County credit card payments made late and charged to the wrong accounts and also shut off. All of these are a misuse of county funds. While the county clerk is responsible for administering these processes, the Board of County Commissioners also holds oversight responsibilities. Each week, commissioners are provided with packets for review, yet there appears to be no questioning of late payments or irregularities. Furthermore, despite campaign promises of transparency and accountability, Commissioner Johnson and Commissioner Hamilton have failed to uphold these commitments. Commissioner Johnson, in particular, has retaliated against my lawful Cora request for contacting my current employer not once but twice in an attempt to cause me professional harm. Such actions not only undermine public confidence, but may also constitute an abuse of authority. County Clerk Souza's resignation subsequent attempt to shift blame toward me and my wife, claiming that it feels like harassment, and to the former county clerk of 20 years for the deep lack of calendars, checklists, schedules, is equally concerning. The people of Linn County deserve better. We deserve transparency, adherence to state statutes, and elected officials who uphold the same standards they demand of employees. It is time for this commission to act with integrity and restore public trust by addressing these concerns publicly and taking corrective measures where violations have occurred.
Anyone else? I will close public comment then. I want to make a statement here that we've had Cora requests from individuals that use other emails, government emails on government time. And to cause our clerk grief. And they are using government emails to do it.
And you called my boss and he told you that I was not on company time.
Government emails.
Do you feel better?
Your public comment's over, Darren.
Do you feel better?
What, you want to talk about the health department?
I thought we already publicly stated, I would like a copy of what you just read because I would address a lot of the things that I feel like we actually have talked about. Just going back through the budget, I do see where I wasn't here that week. It looks like Jason made the motion to allow the chair to sign the budget review. So I will look into that.
I have it right here.
But I mean,
She
It's been,
okay, let's talk about it
okay, so.
if you want to.
Yeah.
Or we can wait because I know we don't have to.
I
do
mean,
it
it's
today.
okay. I think it's appropriate to go ahead and address it. The documents were 27 pages including the certified budget. That was page 1.
Okay.
And the final page, it literally says at the top, budget approval. And so while the motion was to allow the chair to sign the documents prepared, the documents were prepared were in fact the certified budget and the
Did
budget
you
approval.
not talk to the state about,
Yeah, and so that was in fact signed on the 29th of September. And that motion was to allow the chairman to sign the documents that were prepared, which included the certified budget and the budget approval. Again, that is 27 pages. And
Okay.
so the certified budget was page 1. When the chairman signed, he signed page 27. And so the clerk contacted the state about the missed signature on the first page. All of this 27-page packet was in you all was delivered to you all prior to the 29th meeting. So Jason, Commissioner Hightower, was well aware of what he was authorizing the chairman to sign, which was the certified budget and the budget approval. And so the state informed the clerk that satisfied and that we just needed to go ahead and get the signature on that first page following the motion that was made on the 29th. And that could be dated for the 29th. So on the 6th, that first page, was signed. And all of this was given in response to the core request and also given to the Linn County Journal. So I'm really not sure why it's being brought up today as if it wasn't rectified. So I'm unsure of that.
So the amended motion wasn't necessary. The state said it was fine, the way we did the motion.
Correct, that
Okay.
it was ultimately signed. The 27-page document was signed.
Okay.
they went back and looked at our meeting, right? Listened to our tape.
Okay. And I'm regarding the health department, I publicly, we talked about that. I talked about that at the end of a meeting. So, I mean, I wasn't aware of it. I stated that, and we are all now aware of it. We talked about it again this morning with the Generac, like to, move forward. How could we know, $100 fix would be very beneficial to the county. I don't think we're trying to hide anything with that. It's unfortunate, but it's just one of those things. There's multiple things. But yeah, I would like a copy just if you don't mind, so I can just address anything else later. At a later date, if you're okay with that.
Yep.
You want to talk about the health department accident that your brother?
Well, I don't know if I know enough to publicly state exactly the timeline with the health department
I got.
and the
email, but I don't
and the
know
bill.
what
Like
happened.
that's what I'm saying. Like I know I had the email and I had the phone call that I had with Amanda, but I really can't remember even the
Was it
dates on that.
Accident on, have you got anything on that?
So I know that we were moving all of the electronic billing, like from paper to online bill pay. And it was just one that
What you
was
talking about,
missed.
what you put on the, I'm talking about what you. put
Oh,
on
sorry. Okay, so the accident.
the accident's what I'm talking about.
Sorry. We're going back to,
I know.
now we're still talking about Darren's request. So,
I'm ready to move on.
okay, moving on with the accident with the health department last week. She was in a car accident and they're fine.
Okay.
But with that being said, there was damage done to a county vehicle. So she was just asking this morning in that email, she was not at fault. So is there a protocol of where the vehicle goes in the county? Can she just pick whichever collision company she wants to go to. We're not paying for it.
Turn it into our insurance, right?
Well,
Yeah, they were-
their insurance, the person that hit her is actually paying for it, and they just said to pick a location. So I'm just making sure. She wants to know if she takes it to, Spencer, is that okay? Or is there a specific location she is supposed to take
Clerk's
the
office
county?
takes care of the accident reports, or
And I told her actually to get with the clerk's office and Danielle. But I wanted to publicly state that. I told Amanda to get with you guys to make a
I
final
received the
decision.
email this morning just before I came over here, so I will address it when I get back.
that's when I got it right before we came.
I'm good
That's
with
what I-
that. I don't think there was a protocol on where the vehicles go, and I don't have a
everything's
preference.
Okay, and we can get the vehicle fixed.
Yeah, and it's not even the county's fault on
Right.
our insurance. So anyway, I just want to publicly state that. So Amanda's going to get with them, and they're going to
Okay,
authorize where the vehicle goes. That's all I have with that.
any old business
I don't have anything.
and new business, we're gonna move the handbook revision to November the 10th.
Yeah, I have that down.
And we got this road study for October the 20th.
I don't know why it's down there.
Is that also part of what he wanted to move to November 3rd?
I have it crossed out, but I don't know why.
The road study,
Yeah, we can go to November 3rd.
yeah,
Because that's when we're doing the transportation grant.
but this was over the road study of what we was
Yeah.
gonna do with,
I don't want to talk about it without Jason. He had
Right,
concerns
right.
with the roads and which ones we were paving and what we could afford to maintain. So
anything else, son?
I don't have anything.
You have anything, Rose? You, Jacqueline? I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Hmm.